Hi YouTube, Wayne's Fish Tanks 99 here, back at it for another video. On this week's video I am going to be setting up my new 20-gallon tall tank. So this tank is the one that I made the video on how to reseal an aquarium. So I took it all apart and I sealed it all back together. I tested it for probably about a month or so on my bathtub. I just had it filled up with water just to make sure that it doesn't leak or anything. You always want to do that obviously with resealing a tank, because obviously it's not as good as if a manufacturer were to do it. So I, as I said, tested it and I just put some substrate in the tank, and then now I'm ready to fill it up with water. I'll show you guys what equipment I'm using on it and everything like that. So what I'm going to do for water, I'm just going to as I'm doing a water change on my 50-gallon tank, I'm just going to keep all those in buckets, and then I'm just going to put those in this tank here just to fill it up, and then that way some of the bacteria that's in the water goes into this tank and it'll hopefully cycle a little bit faster. So I'll show you guys everything after I'm done draining some water out of the 50-gallon tank, and then I'll get back to you guys whenever I'm filling it up with water. Alright, so now that I have about almost 15 gallons drained out of the 50-gallon tank, I'm going to be using that water, and it'll probably fill up most of this tank right here. So just before I fill it up, I'm just going to quickly be going over what equipment I have on the tank. So currently right now I have an Aqueon Whisper filter. On the back here, I don't know exactly what size it is. I think it's an Aqueon 30. I have a whole bunch of extra filters that I use. And on the, as you can see on the filter on the intake, I just have some filter sponge. And then same with on the inside here of the filter. I'll just show you quickly. All that I just have it is filled with filter sponge. That way you don't need all those fancy filters. It just costs a lot more to do that. This way it keeps all the beneficial bacteria in the filter, and it's pretty much with the filter here, the pre-filter, it's going to take up and remove all the large chunks that would be sucked into the filter. So that way it does provide more filtration than what the filter is actually providing with just those little filter pads. Also for heater, underneath here I have just one that I had on my previous tanks. It's a 100-watt Eheim. It's for a maximum of about, what does it say, 40 gallons. So in a 20-gallon it's kind of overkill, but again, always better to have too much, like too big of a heater rather than too small. This way it's not going to have to work nearly as hard, and it's going to heat up the water a lot faster. And then for lighting, I actually kind of tried it out. I ordered a, what's it called? Night Crew LED light bar off of Amazon. It was $40 and I got free shipping, and since I live in Ottawa, the Amazon warehouse where it all comes from is in Mississauga, which is a couple hours drive from here. So even usually when I do free delivery, which said it would take about 5 to 7 business days, I got it literally 2 days later. So I never really pay for fast shipping unless I absolutely need it, but this could have waited. So I would have waited the 5 or 7 days, but this way it all came in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the tank with water just from the buckets that I have on the ground in front of me, and then I will turn the camera back on when everything's done, just because it's not all that exciting. But first I'll just quickly go over what gravel I used. So the top maybe inch or so of gravel, I just used a top fin, just a regular small stone gravel. I'll just grab the bag quickly and I'll show you. So it's just this Top Fin Underwater Worlds aquarium gravel, and then it's a 25-pound bag. I only used about just a little over half of it, so that's what I used for this. And then for underneath that, I did use the Fluorite Premium Natural Substrate for plants in aquariums. So I'm going to give that a try. I've never used this before. It's made by Seachem, same company that made the root tabs that I use on my 50 gallon. So I'm going to use that as well as mix it with some Flourish plant fertilizer, also made by Seachem, which I currently dose in my 50 gallon tank just to give the plants some more nutrients and make them grow faster and make it more lush and vibrant. So yeah, I'll turn off the camera and then I will show you guys whenever the tank's filled up with water. Alrighty, so now the tank is filled up with water. Now I'm just going to be adding in a couple of plants from my 50 gallon tank that have been growing out mainly for this tank or any other tank that I have. So I just want to start off with a couple of small plants. I'm not done aquascaping this tank yet, but we'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to go to the local fish store sometime this week, maybe pick up some more plants. I don't know if I'm going to do, I'll probably end up doing driftwood in here. I might have to order some or see if they have any at the pet store there, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so first I'm going to be just putting some of the plants that I have from the 50 gallon tank into here. I have a couple. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the plants up top here, and I'll show you guys what sort of plants we're going to be working with. So I have a nice sprig of Anubias that I'm going to be putting in here. I don't know where exactly. It'll just be temporary, but at least this way it'll be planted. Now the only thing is maybe a little difficult to plant this, only because when you're planting Anubias, you don't want to bury the actual base of the Anubias, only because then it will start to rot and it will break down and then your Anubias plant will die. I also have a couple of grafts of red crypts. I'm going to put those into the corner here. Put that in there. Hopefully that'll work out well. I have another bit of red crypts that I'll also put in that corner there. So I'll keep all that stuff in the back corner area. Yeah, I'm hoping that these plants will take off and do relatively well. Here I have a piece of Sagittarius, so I'm just going to put that in there. I have a couple of, I don't know if this one's going to come or not. There's not very many roots. This one was kind of stuck in the filter, so I'm gonna see. Maybe it'll come up. Maybe it won't. It's not the end of the world. But as I said, I'm going to be going through and putting in quite a bit more plants. I just probably gonna have to buy some within the next couple of days, and then I'll really seriously plant the tank. I'm going to let as for like fish, I'm going to let my wife pick some of the fish for in here. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. She did suggest platies or guppies, but we'll just see. I don't really know how much of a selection that our local fish store has. So, of course, you always want to check that first. And of course, I always want to make sure that they're healthy. I don't want to be adding in any fish that aren't healthy. So This is the last little sprig I'm gonna keep in here for now. It's kind of buried, but hey, we'll see. See if that comes out. We'll get rid of this thing. Next, I'm going to be adding in my heater. I'm just gonna show you guys. And I'll be putting it in here wherever I put it. Oh yeah, it's under here. So this is the one I used for a 20-gallon tank that I had at my parents' house. So I did make videos on that years ago, but yeah, it has been quite a while. So this heater's not all that old, so it still is in good shape. It's probably still got quite a bit of time left. I just want to wrap the cord in behind here, just so that way the heater can kind of back here. Don't know how straight that is. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that. I will be putting in an air pump at some point, I think. We'll see what happens. I'm not 100% sure. The filter is pretty good with circulation in the tank, so I might not need to, might not even need to run an air stone, but it is possible. Now, a product that I have used a couple times to start up a new tank and just make it that it doesn't take quite so long to set up a new tank and have beneficial bacteria grow is this ATM Colony. It's for freshwater tanks. They also do make saltwater tank. So it is a nitrifying bacteria, so pretty much, as it says, it rapidly cycles the tank with real nitrifying bacteria. So the bacteria that you're waiting to grow in your tank when you set up a new tank, if you add this in there, it pretty much adds all the bacteria into your tank, and it will stay and grow in your filter. So that I've used this a couple times, and within 3 or 4 days the tank is fully cycled and you can start adding fish. So I highly recommend this. I didn't use it for my 50, only because I wanted to try out the other way. But I mean, I'm definitely going to use this for this tank, and it won't take long before it's cycled and I can start adding fish. So I'm just going to add this in. Just shake it up first. Take a little styrofoam top off. So yeah, you'll see when I add it in here that it does make the tank milky, but that is part of it. You can see the bacteria. You can see all the little things floating around. That is part of the bacteria. So that's pretty much what the tank will be for now. So I'm just going to put the cover on here, and then that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you do have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see in the tank, feel free to leave suggestions in the comment section below. I always am open to trying new things, and if you have any fish suggestions or anything like that, I'm more than willing to listen to your ideas. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I will give you guys an update video maybe in about a week or so. Hopefully then the tank will be cycled and everything, and I can add new fish. Yeah, that's going to be it for the video. And if you guys can, please like this video. And if you have any comments or anything like that, leave it in the comment section below. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks guys for watching. Bye-bye.